Hello, and welcome to the Invictus Gymnastics 8-week bar muscle up program. My name is Travis Ewert, and I will be your coach for the next 8 weeks to get you this first bar muscle up. There will be 3 sessions per week, averaging around 17-18 minutes per session, totaling about 54 minutes of work in the week. I know that's quite a bit of work, but the goal is to get you your first bar muscle up, and if you're going to concentrate solely on this one skill, we want to make sure that you learn it the best way possible. I have developed a whole bunch of new drills just for this program here on Fitter. With these tutorials, I want you to make sure that you try to watch them before your session, not just the moments before, but maybe the night before. There are demonstrations and then the tutorial. That way you can watch the full thing and understand everything about that particular drill that you need to know. And then when you go into the gym the next day, it's just going to be a refresher when you click on the link to watch the demonstration. That way you already have it in your head, you go in, you can perform it, and then you can go in and analyze it as well afterward. A very, very important thing that I want you to remember is to video yourself. If you don't video yourself, this program is not going to quite work as well. So as awkward as it may be for some of you guys that don't video yourself in the gym, this is a great learning tool. What I would like you to be able to do is when you find the bar that you're going to use, you're going to find a place to set up your camera pretty much the same every single time. That way when you go in, you can get that side angle that we really want, and you'll see on the videos when I'm showing you on the demonstrations, it's easier to see what kind of movement pattern you're getting if you watch it from the profile view. So make sure you take your camera, whether it's your phone or your regular camera, video yourself, because you are going to self-analyze. You are going to be individually taking responsibility for making sure that you are doing the right movements. I can guide you as much as possible through these tutorials, but it will be up to you on that side in order to make all this fine, small adjustments that are necessary for a successful movement pattern. When you video yourself, I do suggest, if you're doing it with your phone, that you create a folder in your videos or your pictures gallery, and you save these videos into that gallery. Over time, it's going to be great for you to look back to see where you started and where you're coming from, because that'll help keep you motivated when you see how well you are already improving in the program throughout the weeks. I also suggest throughout this process that you video journal. That means turning on the selfie camera, having a conversation with yourself about the day or the week that you just had with the gymnastics program, and that way you can reflect back. If you forget what you did from the week prior, maybe looking back at the video journal will give you an idea of where you could have made some improvements, and then that will be something that you focus on for this next coming week. Okay, you're gonna need equipment. Here's what you're gonna need. Number one, you need a bar. And this bar should be where you can stand on your tiptoes and reach one hand completely over the top of the bar. If the bar is too tall, jumping up to the bar to get some swing into this movement is going to be much, much more difficult. We want to make sure that you're setting yourself up for as much success as absolutely possible from the get-go, so make sure you find a bar with the right height. If you don't have a bar that's that exact height, what you're going to need to do is build a platform up from the floor in order to stand on it beneath the bar and reach your hand up and over the top. Once you have that height, we're going to be moving that platform backward a full arm's length behind the bar in order to jump up for the bar muscle up. So keep that in mind. You're going to need the same setup every time. Obviously, we're going to want to keep the camera in the same place every time, but this will give you consistency and the best ability of getting the necessary amount of swing in order to get this full bar muscle up. You're going to need a plyo box or a platform. This is going to be to jump from the box onto the bar. We're going to be doing this on several different elements, and so make sure that you have sturdy equipment necessary in order to jump up and get on top of the bar. On one drill in particular, you're going to need 2 barbells. It's called a double bar transition, and so it's going to be a barbell and a barbell, and you're going to use one for your legs and one for your hands. When you go to do this, it's going to feel much more comfortable if you were using the men's bar, the 20 kilo bar. If you're using the women's bar, it's going to be a smaller circumference and not feel as natural as it would on the pull-up bar. You will need 4 bands. These bands should be thin. They're not going to be supporting your weight. but they will be wrapping the barbell to the rig to make sure that the barbell doesn't fly off. So 4 bands. You're going to need a smooth floor surface. That doesn't mean the rubber matting in the gym. We want something that you can actually slide on. Tile works very well, hardwood floor, and even some lifting platforms are good places to do the drill that I'm referring to where you'll need these items. You're going to need a sweatshirt, a hoodie, a t-shirt, or a towel, whatever you possibly come up with that will slide on this floor. Make sure you have some bumper plate access. If you have different sizes available to you to find the right thickness, that would be great. And the things that you need to know beyond this. Number 1, thumbs around the bar or behind the bar? This is a question that I get quite often, especially when I'm coaching seminars, and the answer is kind of silly. In my opinion, it doesn't matter. As long as you don't fly off the bar, that is what I want you to have. If it's comfortable and you stay on the bar, then wrap your thumbs or don't wrap your thumbs, but if you feel like you're ever going to slip off the bar, just come down. Thumbs or no thumbs, grips, no grips, chalk, no chalk, it's up to you. Just be safe, please. Swinging more means working less. The way that I like to coach the gymnastics movements in the gymnastics program that I run is by utilizing physics. Physics work to our advantage so our body doesn't have to work so hard. The more swing you get, to an extent, the easier this movement will be. You will see that as you move through the progressions. There will be a jump up and then a swing through, and if you don't get enough swing, it's going to mean that you need to pull harder with your body and use more strength. And for some of us, having more strength is just going to take a lot more time to develop, so it's better to start with extra swing than not quite enough. And the last thing that you need to know, I mentioned it before, but at the end of the 8 weeks, I'm gonna ask that you submit video to me. You don't have to, obviously, but I would love to see the work that you've done from start to finish, not all of it, please, but start to finish. How was your movement? How did you feel at the beginning? How did you feel toward the middle? How did you feel toward the end? And I would love to get a testimonial or just a recording of how you feel like you did throughout these 8 weeks. I have at the end of the 8 weeks a request for some feedback as well. So that could help you maybe to document the things that you want to say, and that way you can share them with me so I can create a better program. And thank you very much for joining this program. It really means a lot that you're going to trust me to be your coach to teach you this skill. I really appreciate the ability to reach out and help people, and you're giving me that one opportunity with you. So thank you again, and now let's get started with the program.